If you want to create retention and have loyal people in your business, they need to be seen and heard as people, not profit, people first. And secondly, they need to feel the love from the top of the company, and it needs to bleed all the way down through them, because the truth is, how you lead is how everyone else underneath you is going to lead. It's not what we say, it's how we do it. And so take a good look into your organizations and see, do I really know these people? Welcome to For His Glory CEO, the podcast for high-achieving women like you who have built the business, hit the milestone, checked all the boxes, yet deep down something still feels off. The success is there, but you know God has so much more. I'm your host, Allie. If you're hungry for results rooted in the Word, this is for you. Let's get this party started. Welcome back, friends. I'm so thankful you're here, and I want to talk to you about something that is so incredibly important to every business owner, and that is retention. Ain't nobody like the churn and burn, and it's way too costly for businesses to have like a open recycling door, right? Or bleed out the back, possibly you've heard said. And I am so passionate about retention. One, I'm a very loyal person and I like relationship. And two, I've run some successful businesses and I know the churn and burn literally leads to burn out yourself. And there's so many incredible women that get so burnt out by turnover. Some just quit the business, exit too early, or even worse, never get started because they don't want to deal with having the high turnover. So I want to share a quick story with you guys about my first business and how retention and loyalty paid me multiple seven figures. Friends, I want to share something that I've actually never shared before, but it's been so transformational for multiple 6- and 7-figure businesswomen that I would be remiss not to share it with you. So I want you to picture this. You're in a room with 10 other women who are running payroll, running teams, making heavy, high-stake decisions, and managing everything. And imagine you bringing your question or your bottleneck to that group of women. Do you think that you can handle things which used to maybe take you months, maybe years, in the next 10 minutes? What I found is a lot of us playing at this field, we don't struggle with lack of strategy, motivation, even discipline. We struggle with not having a sounding board in real time with ideal clients and women who truly get the level we're playing at. And that's why I created the Inner Circle for multiple 6- and 7-figure women to play in. It is the community of communities that offers transformations like I've never seen before. And you know what the number one receipt is? We had 100% retention of those clients from 2025 rejoin us for 2026. It's a private, exclusive group and extremely selective as well. But if this sounds like this is exactly what you need, grab the Inner Circle application in the show notes and we'll let you know if you're a great fit. All right, back to the show. So my first business I got started in was a direct selling business. And as you know, people come for a fun time. They don't come for a long time when it comes to direct selling. And it's extremely difficult to build something really substantial in that industry. And probably because there's a lot of naive notions about it, possibly because it is like I always call personal development with the paycheck. And if you don't like rejection, you're not going to thrive in a network marketing or direct selling business. It is, however, I feel still one of the most powerful business models there are today because it's direct to consumer. And there's not another business that I've ever found that has such a small overhead with zero cap on your income. To me, that was absolutely the most brilliant thing that I could share with other people, especially those that wanted to stay home. And so I built to the tippity top of this company and became the youngest and fastest to do it in the state of California. And I held that position in the company for a decade. And get this, with the same structure I hit it with the first time. I know. It is mind-blowing to me still to this day that I was able to do that. And I was possibly the only one in the company. I'm not too sure everyone else's structure, but I heard it a lot from the corporate team was like, how have you kept such loyalty and have stayed at the tippity top of this company for a decade with this same structure? Well, I am using this episode to share with you exactly what I did and what I encourage you to do, regardless of what business model you're in. Because I promise you, having a high turnover rate, having a big churn will literally burn you straight out, and it will cost you so much money in your business. So let's get started. The number one thing I want to teach you is that people look at a P&L for a profit and loss. And Mary Kay, who I wasn't a part of her company, but the good old Mary Kay, one of the most amazing business women, such an iconic leader that did something that most people didn't do and still has created such a massive legacy. But one of her biggest things is that P&L never stood for profit loss. It always stood for people and love. If you want to create retention and have loyal people in your business, they need to be seen and heard as people, not profit. People first. And secondly, they need to feel the love from the top of the company. And it needs to bleed all the way down through them. Because the truth is, how you lead is how everyone else underneath you is going to lead. It's not what we say, it's how we do it. And so take a good look into your organizations and see, do I really know these people? Do I know their husbands? Do I know their children? Do I know where they live? Do I know their hobbies? Do I know their passions? If I was to buy a gift, would I nail it out of the park? Those are deep questions to ask yourself to know, how well do I really know my clients and my customers and my team? Because I promise you, if you could name the number one gift that they want to get this Christmas, you have an incredible loyalty. If you don't even know your closest team member's husband's name, that's a red flag. People truly care about the passion behind what you're doing when they know that you truly care about them. My team name was Live to Give. And I said, it's, that we really live to give. Most people live to get, and that's not the way to live, I promise you. But when you truly live to give, I said, we're going to give to others, whether it's our time, our finances, our resources, our prayers, our support, our love. How we can give onto others makes them really feel like they're a part of a team, really makes them feel like, hey, we need you. You're a vital part of this business, regardless where they land, whether they're your CFO or whether they're the person working the front desk or answering phones. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what truly matters is that you make them feel like one big family. I was never in a sorority. I was a D1 athlete, and that's all we did is eat, breathe, and sleep volleyball. But I liken it to girls that are in a sorority. They really have a sisterhood, and they make just a big precedence about being accepted, included, and inclusive. And I think one thing I did very well in my first business was I made sure that everyone felt included, regardless if you were the top earner and top in sales or you didn't make any sales and you were just there because you were happy to be a part of something great. That matters. And when you make people feel seen and heard, you will create a legacy and you will create a loyalty that is so tight. Second is love. How do you show love to people in your business? I'm not a huge gifts are great. Let's be honest. Everyone loves gifts. But one thing I love to do is be a gift giver. And when you're in a business and you're working so hard at home, changing a million diapers a day and folding laundry and doing dishes and cooking and rinse and repeat, you don't really get, a trophy at the end of the day. Like, wow, you changed so many diapers and washed so many clothes. Like, here's your trophy. You really don't. And so I had a team of a lot of stay-at-home moms because that's what I was. I built a business so I could be home with my own children. And so it was my greatest honor to go to Kendra Scott or Nordstrom or Massage or mani-pedi. Like, it was my greatest gift to be able to incentivize and also just randomly give I love you gifts. And one of my leaders, she called them happies. Like, I just want to give you a little happy today. And I thought that's such an incredible principle to add into your business to show people how that you're thinking of them. Maybe you don't love gifts or receiving gifts, but you have to admit, every time you've received something from someone, you're like, wow, They went out of their way to go purchase this. They were thinking of me, and then they had to ship it to me, right? Like I always, like whenever I get anything in the mail, I'm like, whoa, they did so much more than just get a gift, right? And I think that is so, so, so powerful. Whether it's something small, a handwritten letter in the mail, I can't tell you how far that goes with people, or a little earring or something, a book, anything to show them that I'm thinking of you and I appreciate you. Huge, huge, huge for customer retention, client retention, and loyalty. And I promise you, Christmas is such a great time. Valentine's Day, birthdays, anniversaries. Just pick whatever you want to be great at and be consistent. And maybe you hire someone else to do this. Maybe this is a great college student job, or even your own kids. My kids have packed a lot of Christmas gifts and a lot of Christmas cards, and we've bought a lot of gift cards together. One thing I love to do is just thanks a latte, right? And buying someone a quick coffee card and thanking them for just being a part of the team. And it's really, really fun when they don't necessarily expect it, right? Sometimes you can do fun incentives and drive that fun just to help them hit their sales goals. I love doing that too. I think that's super fun. But sometimes just popping something in the mail just because the Lord's put you that person on your heart can go so much further as well, and really make people see the love that you have behind just being an uber successful business owner. I promise you, the greatest reward I've had in business is seeing my people, the people that I had the honor of leading. I had over 4,000 people in my sales organization. Watching them win was by far the greatest gift and reward I ever got. Nothing that I did in my own accord, no milestone I hit personally, but watching them do it was the greatest gift. That's very important to celebrate. That is so big, to do a FaceTime call or a Zoom celebration, get all their family together, do the confetti canyons together. I think it is so key. Another key I want to bring to number 2. So people in love over profit and loss is number 1. But number 2, bringing people together. People thrive in community, and we are in an online era, right? So many people have gone to working online, working from home. So we're all quite isolated from each other. But one thing I did every single year is that I would host retreats and bring all of the top leaders together. And now here's the fun thing. It made them push themselves a little harder to be able to qualify for the retreat. And then the reward was coming together with people that had all pushed hard together to make those milestones happen, and now getting to celebrate with one another. The power of community and being together with like-minded women in the same room for several days. We did fun things. I like the beach. So we call it Leaders Retreat at the Beach. We went to Mexico together. We did other like fun excursions to get together, but nothing replaces bringing together your sales team in one room to recognize them, to gift them, but just to let them be spoiled and lavished upon. I promise you, those retreats glue people together at the core. You experience so much being in the same house with each other for several days, experiencing different things, the amount of vulnerability that can come and transparency from really getting to let your hair down and be with other people that know what you're going through, that can relate to it, the amount of relationship building, like that will be a lifetime that comes out of those retreats. It's literally, there's nothing comparable. There really isn't. And they're a lot of work. I will be honest. I now do a coaching business, which I absolutely love. And I bring together our 6-7 figure earners twice a year. And it is a big, heavy lift, but I promise it is the glue that keeps everyone sticky. It's the thing that will make them not only get to see you in a different view than just being on a podcast or a YouTube or a Zoom. They get to see you in the flesh, how you react in real time, the energy that you bring. I mean, you can't really lay hands and pray for people on Zoom like you can when you get to be together. And I think it's one of the greatest gifts that you can give to your clients, your employees, your customers, is bringing everyone together. And if you have a massive corporation, these are what your Christmas parties are and your company picnics. I know my dad was a very successful corporate attorney, and his company did these ridiculously amazing picnics every single summer. And we would look so forward to it as kids because they really rolled out the red carpet. You could feel the love that they had for their clients and their clients' families. And my dad was extremely loyal to that company and did incredible things for them as their corporate attorney. So I want to ask you right now, if you take a good look into your business, when's the last time you written a handwritten note? When's the last time that you gifted someone something just as an I love you gift? When's the last time you picked up a phone just to say, hey, I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful to have you on this team. Or when's the last time you actually brought everyone together and you truly went above and beyond what they could ever ask or imagine? You all know the love and thoughtfulness and generosity that people put behind having an event, right? Did you just randomly put it together, get the cheapest thing you could just so you could say, I did a team party or I did a corporate event? Or do you go above and beyond and make sure every single detail makes them feel so loved and appreciated? I promise you, if you do the latter and you do that heavy lift, you will see long-term retention, and you will not have the churn and burn that you've been experiencing if you have. And you yourself will feel so rewarded and so thankful that you took the extra time to make sure that you really care about the person in front of you, care about the customer, the client. They're not just a paycheck. They are not just a body. They are not just a number. Because I promise you, if you're running your organization or your business that way, they feel it. And you're not going to have that stickiness. You know, I worked at a hospital prior to becoming a nurse, prior to becoming a business owner. And I can honestly say I absolutely loved my job. I loved the people I worked with. I loved taking care of critically ill children. It was such a passion. I think about it all the time. I still actually have an active nursing license, although I've been in the business arena now for the past 13 years. But one thing that really had a revolving door for the staff was the lack of the love, the lack of really caring about the nurse, the lack of really seeing them and rewarding them appropriately. And I thought, now that I own my own business, I'm like, man, there's just a simple thing that you could do where you actually see the person, where you actually care about them, where you actually check in. Because you got to admit, nurses, they work so incredibly hard, especially in a pediatric ICU nurse. We're dealing with death of children. We're dealing with trauma and really unfortunate things that you never wish upon anyone. And just to be seen or appreciated or get a little token of like thankfulness or be brought together and have that generosity where the red carpet's really rolled out would do so much to retain incredible staff. And I promise you, it's not these massive things. You don't need to take them to the Four Seasons and, go all out. I mean, sure, absolutely. Know where your budget is. That's incredible to be able to do. But start small, but be consistent with it and really be genuine. Do it out of the right heart, right? The Bible says, that God loves a generous and a cheerful giver, right? Are you cheerful about giving it? Or you're like, oh man, I got to write that Christmas bonus. Oh man, I got to run to Kendra Scott and get people something that I don't even know that they'll like, right? Like, no, do it out of a cheerful heart because it will be received back in the same way. And I promise you, friends, I promise you, as someone that has done this for over 13 years, it is such a joy. It is such a gift. Give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken over. That's what the Bible says. But when you give and you give with that cheerful heart, I promise you, it becomes the greatest reward that you can't wait to keep doing. And lastly, so we talked about profit and loss, really being people in love. We talked about retreats and in-person events and building that community of really being in the flesh with each other. And then lastly, the biggest thing that I can teach you about retention, you ready for this? How you personally show up every single day is one of the greatest keys to retention in your business. Do you show up so excited to jump out of bed to be able to do what you do? Friends, it's contagious. Your passion, your excitement, the way you take on challenges and adversity, your team and your clients and your customers, they watch that. They watch if you are just walking or talking a talk versus walking the walk. Got it right? Are you just talking the talk and faking it? Or are you really walking the walk and truly have the fruit that shows it? If you don't love what you do, and I know I've said this probably on other episodes because I feel it so passionately, if you don't love what you do, then change. You are free. We are in the United States of America. I know that this podcast is going out to many, many nations, and I thank you for listening. That is incredible. I personally am in California where it's 2025 and you can do whatever you want to do. There are so many opportunities open to women that you should never stay stuck in something that doesn't bring you complete joy, that doesn't make you want to fly out of bed every single day and go to work. And your team, your clients, again, they're going to see if you truly are are this passionate about what you get to do, and if they want to be a part of something, and you're leading the ship as the CEO of the business owner, if you're not bringing this excitement and this passion and this like, we are changing lives today, we are women on a mission with passion and purpose, they're not going to want to be a part of it because they're going to see you just drugging in the mud, showing up like, oh, just got to do this. This is what we do for a paycheck. It's what we do because we have to. It's what we do because we're locked in. I can't change now. I'm too old. I'm too unhireable. Whatever it is that people say about themselves. Man, I've watched women come alive in their 50s and 60s, even their 60s and 70s. You should Google it. You should see how many people really come into their career in their 50s. I mean, you know most of the names of them, but never, ever, ever stay stuck in something that isn't bringing you to life. Because your team, your clients, they're going to feel it. They want to be a part of something that's exciting and passionate. My For His Glory CEO, I've always told my clients and my team, this is a movement. This is not just business coaching and consulting and helping people find their bottlenecks quickly and help their business be more prosperous. Absolutely. We do that and we do it well. It's a gifting and a talent. But we are passionate about creating a movement of genuine, incredible business women that are going to make a big impact in this world. They're going to influence nations. I have this massive vision with what I do. So when people come in, that's the stickiness of it. That's what feels contagious. They're like, oh, I want to do something way bigger than just my business. I do want to impact the world. I do want to create a legacy. I want to show my kids anything is possible, and I'm going to go first and do it. That creates strong retention. That will end the churn and burn game because you yourself are not burned out. You are lit up. Every single day, every single opportunity, you're saying, man, what a blessing that I get to do this. I was on a sales call yesterday with this guy who's really big in the business world, helping people own their calendar and really own their time. And after I said, hey, do you mind if I pray? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So I got to pray over him, and he looked at me and he goes, man, can you believe that this is what we get to do? Like on a Monday, we get to meet incredible people and then get to pray together on this call and get to make each other better for what our callings are and what we get to steward in this life. Like, can you believe that we get to call this work? And I just said to him, like, I love how thankful you are and the gratitude. It was so passionate, and it wasn't just like, okay, thanks, cool, bye, next thing. No, it was so sincere and genuine. And that's what you get to feel. That was just a Zoom call of an acquaintance that I met through a client of mine, that we're not even in the same area and we're not even in the same background. We don't even believe the same things, to be honest. But it was just really awesome to see someone so genuine and so authentic, and you could feel it. Well, friends, your customers, your team, your clients, they can genuinely feel if you are so thankful to do what you do, or if you're doing it just because you have to. So I hope that this episode blesses you. I hope that you take a deep look into your team, your organizations, your business, and say, where can I turn it up? Where can I show that they really are people and that I really do love and appreciate them? Where can I bring in community? Where can I bring people together? How can I allow to foster this more sticky culture because they actually really get to know each other and really enjoy being in the same room? And then lastly, take a good inventory of your life. How are you showing up? Are you jazzed every single morning to jump out of bed and get to do what God's called you to do in this season? Or is it a time for you to make a change? I did an episode about when the grace lifts, and I think that's one of the most watched episodes actually on our podcast right now. And it's true. If the grace is lifted and you're not feeling that passion to do what you do, make a change. Today is your day. Don't delay. You've been tuning in to For His Glory CEO podcast, where unshakable faith meets bold business strategy to equip you for your next level. If this blessed you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it. And if you're a businesswoman that's looking for the right circle to scale big, we got you. Click the show notes and hear more about our For His Glory CEO community, which is one of a kind, amazing. And remember, we're not just building businesses, we're building the kingdom of God. Until next time.